Hi and welcome to episode 4 of the Knitterarium Podcast. My name is Ruth and this Knitting, Sometimes Other Crafts podcast is coming to you from Westmeath in Ireland where I live. Today is Sunday the 27th of November and the places you can find me online are on Instagram as Knitterarium. You can find me on Ravelry as Celtic Knits and we have a Ravelry group, Knitterarium. You'll be able to find all the show notes for this episode and all the other episodes in the Ravelry group. You'll also find information about test knits, which might be relevant for some, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. If you just search under the Groups tab on Ravelry, you'll find Knitterarium there. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I really do appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to watch. If you are a new to me viewer, welcome. I hope you enjoy the episode and I hope you stick around. The sections I have for you today are Happy Feet, Through the Wardrobe. I've got a small amount for Treasure Trove, Shawl Shelf and the Design Corner. So I think we'll get started. I would like to mention that today I am not drinking my usual black coffee, but I am drinking some hot chocolate that Ellie from Craft House Magic sent me with a recent package because she had been watching and she had heard I didn't like fruit tea, so she sent me hot chocolate instead and it's delicious. Thank you, Ellie. I'm going to have to get some more of those, I think. So we'll get started with Happy Feet. The last time I had shown you the cobblestone socks that I'm knitting. This is them here. This pattern is by Mina Phillips. And this is sock 1 here. This sock 1, I was as far as here on the leg. This yarn here is Green Elephant yarn. Glass Case of Emotion is the colourway. It came as part of a yarn box I had signed up to. The cuffs here is done in a Shopel wool Admiral in a jeans colourway. I'm not quite sure of the colour number, but you'll be able to find it on my project page on Ravelry. So it's just got a nice plain stockinette back and then this simple texture on the front. So that's sock 1. Sock 2. This is sock 2. Now sock 1 I have the leg done and this is sock 2. I've just started the leg. I had the cuff done the last day. And this is sock 2. I'm knitting these on my Chowgu DPNs. That is that. These are all housed in my little winter Strand Designs bag. That's the first pair of socks. The second pair of socks I showed you the last day were my meeting vanilla socks. I had been mentioning I had a lot of meetings to attend to and I just wanted a plain vanilla sock that I could just take out and knit on while I was in these meetings. It's all tangled up. This is sock 1. And the last day I had the cuff done. The cuff for these is knit in, again, Shopel wool Admiral in just a purple colourway. Again, I'm not sure of the colour number, but it is on the project page for these. And then the leg is worked in Ellie and Ada. I think it's Halloween Candy. Yes, Halloween Candy. This is our Superwash Merino sock yarn. And it's in our Halloween Candy colourway. And sock 2. Sock 2, I was as far as here. So once I finished the leg on sock 1, I came back and I finished the cuff on sock 2 and I have started on the leg. These are the Now, sock 1 will have purple cuffs and toes and it'll have an orange heel, and sock 2 will have the orange cuff and orange toe with a purple heel, just to add a little bit of interest. These are just a plain vanilla sock that I'm knitting on 64 stitches, just no pattern in particular. I'm not sure what kind of heel I'm going to work on these yet. I'll decide that when I finish the leg on sock 2. These I'm knitting on my Knit Pro Zings DPNs, and these are being housed in my little Winter Wonderland bag that I got from Karina in Strand Designs. We'll see that bag later. It's part of the treasure trove. Now, this pair hasn't been cast on yet. It's due to be cast on this week. Ellie from Craft House Magic saw the last pair of socks I had in the previous episode that I had finished, the Sockmatician socks, and she was interested in giving the pattern a go. I find it's a really perfect fit for a sock, and I was always going to knit another pair of them. So when she had said she was going to give them a go, I said, well, sure, I'll knit a pair along with you. So we have just an unofficial knit along going on. We're going to start them this week now, hopefully. And the yarn I have chosen at the moment, anyway, I might change my mind, but at the minute I have this self-striping yarn from Karina of Strand Designs. She also not only makes bags, but she dyes up yarn as well. And this one is called Chalkboard. So we have this nice black and grey stripes broken up with nice coloured speckled stripes. And I have chosen this yellow for contrast for cuffs and heels. This yellow is West Yorkshire Spinners in the butterscotch colourway. I knit a pair of socks from this and I had a small amount left over, so I'm going to use some up on this. Now, I'm not quite sure how the stripe is going to work out on the Sockmatician's pattern, so I might change that. I'm thinking. We'll see. We'll know in the next episode. I'm going to knit those ones again on my Knit Pro Zings on my DPNs. And that's all I have for you in Happy Feet. So we'll move on to Through the Wardrobe. My herbarium jumper that I am knitting on. I made a small amount of progress on this. As you'll see in this episode, I started quite a lot of things. So that came at the expense of a lot of work on my herbarium. So I was as far as here, and I've all the increases worked on this now. I'm just knitting. I have a small amount to knit up for to get to the armholes. So this is how far on the herbarium is. Again, I'm knitting that in the Eden Cottage yarns in the Tempo 4-ply in the apricot tulip colourway. And as I said the last time, that's one of my favourite yarns to use. The other thing in Through the Wardrobe that I mentioned the last day was the Mini Weasley sweater ornaments from the Charmed Knits book. These ones here. I had the idea of knitting up one of these for each of the family members to hang on the Christmas tree. I'm not sure whether that's going to happen this year, or but I made a start. And I have one. I have to put the initial on it, but I think I'm going to knit all the jumpers first and come along afterwards then and put the initials on it. So I knit this, and I had some craft wire, so I made up the little hanger. and it's just so cute. Look, I know it's not. I'm putting this in the through the wardrobe section because, well, it's a jumper. It's a mini one, but it's just so cute. Now the pattern did call for DK weight yarn on 3.75 needles. I have some leftover 4-ply from various designs, so I took several of them out, and this yarn here is Life in the Long Grass. Her 4-ply fingering sock. This colourway is the Boring colourway. I used this one in Aero when I was knitting the sample of Aero, and I used size 4mm DPNs for this, and I don't like the tension of it too much. It could be a little tighter, but it suits the style of the sweat of the jumper, and it looks very much homemade. So I think that just lends that air to it. I knit the front and the back, and then I did knit the little sleeves in the round, and then just did the neck with a little roll. So that's just so cute. That's the first one done. So hopefully the next episode I'll have some more of those. They're quite quick to do. This, I think, took maybe about an hour and a half to do one evening. And like everything, the more you knit this, the quicker I'll get them. So an hour and I'll have a little mini jumper done. So that's all I have for through the wardrobe. So I think we'll move on to on the shawl shelf. In the last episode, I had been telling you I had wanted to cast on a shawl. Now I have several design shawls on the go, but I do like to relax with different patterns by other designers. I like to just see what other designers are up to, and it's lovely to just switch off and knit someone else's work. Sorry, excuse me. That is really delicious. It's yummy. So thank you for your suggestions in shawls. A friend of mine, Lindsay from Knit Eco Chic, had come back to me with a pattern that she was knitting. She's knitting it as part of the Independent Designers Gift Along that is now currently running on Ravelry. If you search under the Groups tab on Ravelry for Independent Knitters Gift Along, Indie Designers Gift Along, I think it is. I'll put it up down here. It'll come up. You'll find the group, and it is a 6-week long gift along for you to get any gift knitting or selfish knitting or holiday knitting, whatever you want to do, to get any of that knitting done as a welcome to the group for the first few days up until I think November the 30th. All the participating designers are running 25% off, but the gift along runs for 6 weeks, and any paid pattern by the participating designers can be entered to win hundreds of prizes. There's hundreds of prizes in each of the individual threads. You can pop in, sign up with a pattern that you've bought from a participating designer, and you can knit along with lots of other people and join in the fun and the crack. And it's great. You should give it a go. Do stop by. I am moderating in the shawl section, so if you do, come along, say hi. It'll be lovely to have a chat. So my friend Lindsay was knitting this deck shawl by Talitha, and she totally enabled me to start this. I had another shawl already cast on, but yeah, I crumbled and I cast this on too. So this is it. I've made a start on it. The yarn I'm using for this is Eden Cottage Yarns, because you know how I love that. This colourway is, can I find the card now? This colourway is tied. The colour 1 is tied, and it's in her Oakworth 4-ply. That's this one here is tied, and colour 2 for the shawl is this twig colourway. So these are the 2 colours I've chosen for this shawl. I've just this weekend made a start on it, and I have the first section done. I'm ready now to start adding. I'm ready to start working the main body of it and the colour, and it's lovely. The gift along tends to be the time of year where I really sit back and knit other people's designs. It's lovely to just switch off from work knitting and to knit someone else's designs. Just sit and relax and knit. So that's shawl number 1. That I am knitting it on. These are my 4mm interchangeable Hayas. That's shawl 1. These are being kept. This is the new project bag I got from Craft House Magic. Perfect for my gift knitting. The second shawl I had cast on. Now I had this one cast on before the deck. This one is Levantry by Sarah Jordan. So it's nice stripes of stockinette and garter stitch, and then it has this nice lace border added onto it. The colours I'm working this is it here. So this colour 1 is by Karina from Strand Designs. It is her Pumpkin Passion. It is Pumpkin Passion. My ball winder. Just, I don't know. Sometimes it cakes up the yarn wonderfully, like in the previous 2 balls, but yeah, this happened then with this one. So it's got lovely purples and pinky purples and splashes of orange through it, and really dark purples in it. And to my contrasting colour to pick up the purple is this Madeline Tosh Prairie. Now this is a lace weight yarn, so I'm just holding it double, and I'm using that just to pick it up. And the lace part of this pattern will be knit in the Madeline Tosh Prairie. That's this. So that's shawl number 2 that I've cast on. I am knitting this on my 3.75s Knit Pro Symphonies. They are Symphonies, I think. Yeah. So that's shawl number 2. So you can see a lot of cast-ons. That's all I have for you on the shawl shelf. I think what we'll move on to treasure trove. I showed you earlier the Winter Wonderland bag I had gotten from Karina from Strand Designs. That's this bag here. Now it was a kit, and she dyed up a yarn to go with it. This yarn here. This is Winter Wonderland. So this was dyed to match the bag. Take off the tag. This is her sock 4-ply. So it's just a 75 superwash merino, 25 nylon. And there's just these lovely greys and creams mixed with various shades of browns and taupes. This is called Winter Wonderland. So that was acquisition number 1. I also received another kit. This kit was a collaboration between Kate from Hawthorne Cottage Crafts and Terry from Fine Fish Yarns. And this is the project bag. There's Kate's tag there. It's lovely. It's lovely bag. And Terry dyed up a yarn to go with that. It's this yarn here, and this yarn is called Summer Sorbet, and this is her core sock. So it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. That's this. Now, if I don't use the chalkboard yarn for the sock petition socks, I had been thinking of using this yarn. So we'll see which I decide to use. So that's all I have for you in Treasure Trove. It was only just, as I said, a small amount this time. What have I left? The design corner. Ah, yes. So, in the background here, this is Dying of the Light. It's done and finished off the needles. It's been blocked, and it has been to my tech editor. It's ready now to go in the next week or so for test knitting. So it will be coming up in the Ravelry group. So if that does interest you, do check it out. The thread will open up probably later next week, towards the end of the week, maybe Thursday or Friday, and it'll be open for a few days. And then I'll send out the test knitters version to whatever test knitters sign up. It's a 2-colour shawl. Now I knit this sample in linen. The linen I used was from Eco Stitch in her 4-ply weight. I used rose, and the blue is French Navy. So I used rose, and now it can be knit in the test knitters don't have to use linen. It may affect your finished measurements if you use a different type yarn, and it is short rows are involved in it, and eyelets, and I don't want to give too much away. What you will need is around 800 meters of the main colour, which is the navy in this case in my sample, and around 350 meters of contrasting colour. In this case, that's my pink. So if you do want to, if that interests you and you do want to sign up, do keep an eye out in the Ravelry group. You'll find sign-ups opening up there. I've lost my bag, I'm not going around for it. I have one other design. I'm starting with this nice yarn here. This one is ready to cast on. I can't give too much away about this, so I can only show you the yarn for it. I am starting up a new pattern to do with this yarn. You may have seen on some of my social media posts, I'd been looking for a poem for the inspiration for this, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find any that were just what I had wanted. So this one is quite special insofar as that I've written up something for it myself. So we'll see how that goes. And the last design, sorry, no, I put it way out of my reach. The last design I'm working on, which is in my little bobbins bag, is the third shawl in the Ladies of Legend collection. Now Deirdre is finishing being test knit, so she'll be released within the next couple of weeks. My testers are just finishing up, and I've seen some of their samples. They're looking fantastic. They did an amazing job. So the third shawl in the Ladies of Legend collection, I'm using these two colours here. These yarns here are Life in the Long Grass. I've used Life in the Long Grass for all of the yarns, all of the yarns I've used in the Ladies of Legend collection. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. These are in the colourways Wallflower. This one is Wallflower. It's the Life in the Long Grass. And then this nice Barky Brown is Saddle colour. I'll give you just a small sneak peek of it. So this is the back of it. So we don't want to give too much away. So this is just a little sneak peek at the back of Sive. I won't show you what's happening on the front or with the rest of it. So that is the third shawl in the Ladies of Legend collection, and that really sums up my work knitting for at the moment. I'm just looking around at the mess I made all around me, and I'm trying to think, did I show you everything? I think I did. So I think that's all I have for you today. So if you've any questions, pop them down below, or there is a dedicated thread in the Ravelry group, Ask Any Questions. So if you have anything, you can pop it down below or in there, and I will do my best to answer it for you. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and hope to see you again soon. Happy knitting. Bye.